some tracks, and then after a while, like I could tell he was really into it, but he didn't. I don't think I was doing a good job of kind of showing him exactly what I meant by the role, and so I wrote this kind of draft script, which I sent to him, and man, like a month later on my doorstep, I had this package that had a CD with a picture of him in the studio doing the tracks on the CD and the transcript that he had adjusted and added a bunch of great stuff, and he came up with the ending for the whole thing, and it was really just a real magical thing, and I owe him a lot because it was such a gracious, use of his time for silly old me kind of thing,
Absolutely. We're going to go out here. We're going to come back and talk more about your interactions with Stephen King and where his mindset is and how you guys came up with this particular talk radio character. But next, we're going to go out with The Illuminated, just a small clip of that, and then come back with more Stephen King, When the Radio Goes Dead. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Shooter Jennings premiering much of his new album here today, Black Ribbons.
You may be new to freeze-dried foods. You may have storable food questions. You may want to buy your freeze-dried foods from a very reputable company and not go broke in the process. Welcome to the Freeze-Dry Guy. Okay, actually, we're more than just one guy. We're a California-based company that's been serving our U.S. military and other government agencies with the finest in freeze-dried storable foods and emergency rations since 1970. See all about us at freezedryguy.com. With Freeze-Dry Guy freeze-dried foods, you can and will be ready for just about any unexpected crisis. Freeze-Dried Guy foods are delicious, require little preparation, and will taste just as fresh decades from now as they do today. Just add hot water and serve. Backpackers consistently rate us #1 year after year as the best tasting and ease of preparation. Isn't that what you want for your family? Visit freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-FOOD. That's 866-404-3663 or go to freezedryguy.com. Freeze-Dry Guy, the best you can buy.
Good day, Jim Newcomer from Midas Resources, March 1st, 2010. Gold opened this morning at $11.1630. A 1-ounce gold coin can be purchased for $11.4679, $573.39 for a half ounce, or $286.70 for the quarter ounce. That's $11.4679, $573.39, and $286.70.
How is it that we the people grow the cotton, weave it into fabric, engrave the ink, embed the strips and fibers that protect it from counterfeit, then cart the money off to a privately owned bank to have it lent back to us at interest, forcing us to pay taxes to service the debt? Is this capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when he said a central bank issuing a public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar inside of a book that explains how the monetary system works. Call for your copy, 1-800-686-2237. Isn't it time to understand the system? Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Full of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb Kay's #1 debt secret, the how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb Kay.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb Kay was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What have you got to lose? Stop the calls now, get out of debt, and have more money. Get Herb Kay's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 888-352-7726. That's 888-352-7726. 888-352-7726.
Time's winding down, friends. The witching hour is almost upon us. I can't tell you how much I'll miss our night rides together. When I push back from this mic and get out of the old chair with the broken seat, that's when the sadness starts. The moon is full tonight, and the silence is rich. In our time together, we've seen crooked politicians hauled squealing into the courts. We've exposed toadstool hypocrites to the light of day. We've even won a victory or two for human rights. We said yes we can, and for a while, yes we could. Sometimes we fought the law and the law didn't win. But this time, they've divided us so they can conquer us. Remember one thing though, they can muzzle me, but they can't muzzle the love and truth in your heart. Lies will still be exposed and injustice can still be overturned. It's not too late. The truth can still set you free. Guard the love in your heart. Guard the truth. Here's another truth. Here's when the radio goes dead.
And this song then really builds up. Just all of it's so beautiful. That's when the radio goes dead. It's a 6-minute track. We're going to come back and play some full songs in the next long segment. We're going to go out here in just a moment with All of This Could Have Been Yours. And we're just playing small clips of this throughout the week. I'm going to play some of these songs in their entirety here for the radio listenership because Shooter's been gracious enough to let us do that. But Shooter, when we come back in the next segment, we'll have more time, but a little bit now. I mean, this is really almost an apocalyptic album, and you're going through this story of this talk show host saying it's his last broadcast. I mean, is this off in the future after the New World Order's come into power?
I think that the place that I imagined when I created this kind of idea for this world was a place where that it was just the very beginning of that, you know, a place where there was a spot in there that we had that I took out, and I'll explain to you why. There was something that he said where he said that there was basically a martial law and there were curfews in place, and the reason I took that out is because I thought if this was in the future and this was the scenario, everyone in the world would know there were curfews, so he wouldn't have to say it. It would be like exposition. But the thing is I kind of imagined this place where it was like a modern American city that had now become a kind of populated by soldiers, and there were like curfews in place because of possible, for our own good kind of scenario that they're doing. But like I kind of imagined it being a little bit pre-apocalyptic, pre the New World Order being in full swing, but it was like right about to take over, you know. It's really scary to me, the whole scenario of it being like that, it being possible that we could end up with a global kind of, the United Nations could swing in at any time and decide that they're going to, lock the United States down because of dangers of wars, and we've got China and Russia and North Korea and Iraq and all these places that are gunning for us, and what I feel like